For over a decade now, I've been using Mac computers, although if I do recall, the first computer that I got as a present from my parents was a Windows 7 laptop. It was a Sony Vaio, it had a Core i3 processor, it had 2 GB of RAM, a very humble machine. But after using it for over a year, I shifted to the Mac. The model that I got was a MacBook Pro 13-inch, and since then I haven't looked back at Windows. But fast forward to the present day, and right now I have with me this amazing laptop that I've got from ASUS for review. This is the ASUS ZenBook Duo 14. As you can see, it comes with two displays, one over here, and I've been using this Windows 10 laptop as my primary workhorse for about a month now. Hello everyone, my name is Aman Rashid, you're watching Mr. Phone, and this is my review of the ASUS ZenBook Duo 14 laptop. Now, before we begin, please go ahead and subscribe to the Mr. Phone YouTube channel if you haven't yet, and if you love our content. Also press that bell icon and turn on all notifications so that you don't miss any of our latest videos. With that being said, let's get started. The ASUS ZenBook Duo 14 has an amazing build quality and there are no second thoughts about it. The entire exterior is made out of metal, premium quality all around. The chamfers around the edges are sharp and feature this brushed metal finish which looks stunning. And despite using premium materials for the build, the weight and dimensions of this laptop are very manageable. There's no doubt this is a sturdy, thin and light laptop. However, this exterior does pick up smudges very easily, so you better keep a cleaning cloth handy in case you don't like your laptop greasy and dirty. And pardon me for sounding like a noob here, but it makes me so happy to see at the variety of ports that is offered on the ASUS ZenBook Duo 14. I mean, I'm a MacBook Pro user and you know the situation with Mac laptops and ports. We live the dongle life, but the ASUS ZenBook Duo 14 simply makes me so happy. On the right, there's your traditional USB 3.2 Type A port, a 3.5mm headphone jack, and a micro SD card slot. On the left are an HDMI port and two Thunderbolt 4 USB-C ports. Now open the lid and that's where the real magic happens. Let me first point out that the hinge on this laptop is pretty well balanced. So the main display on this one is an anti-glare 14-inch Full HD panel. This is a touchscreen LED panel with stylus support for up to 496 pressure points, gets bright up to 400 nits, and it also covers 100% of the sRGB color space, which means color reproduction is absolutely amazing on this panel. Below the main display is the secondary display, which ASUS likes to call the ScreenPad Plus. Now this one is a 12.6-inch IPS panel and of course it also supports the stylus. As you can figure out, the second display has a little tilting angle towards you so as to give you a better viewing angle while using it. Now in all those marketing ads that ASUS has been doing for this laptop, the company is heavily targeting this one for creators, that is the video editors, the graphics designers, the sound engineers. Although I feel even if you're not a creator and you want this machine, you won't be disappointed. For me, having the ability to work on two displays simultaneously is just so freaking good. For instance, Chrome at the top, Teams at the bottom. Similarly, YouTube at the top, WhatsApp at the bottom. My point is that the possibilities of multitasking are endless here. And apart from multitasking, the ScreenPad Plus has a mini launcher of sorts that lets you do a slew of stuff, such as letting you store app pairs, locking and unlocking the keyboard, adjusting the brightness, linking your phone with the computer, and the coolest of them all, letting you turn the entire secondary display into a giant touchpad. Isn't that amazing? Well, the good doesn't end yet because this backlit chiclet keyboard is a pleasure to use. Trust me, I use the butterfly keyboard on my Mac and that one has its issues, man. And after using this keyboard on the ASUS, I've realized that the key travel of 1.4mm is so good and the clicky sound that's produced when you hit the keys is just so satisfying. Besides, ASUS also gives you utility buttons that easily lets you do quick tasks such as enable and disable the keyboard and trackpad, switch apps in between the main and secondary displays, turning the camera on and off, to name a few. That said, the keys do sit a little close to each other than usual, so people with big hands can have a problem here. In my case, I had zero problems in regard to the typing experience on this thing. And the touchpad here on the extreme right, which I know isn't an ideal position to have a trackpad in the first place, is also fine in terms of usage, although very small for my liking, but that's the compromise the company had to make, I guess, to cram this keyboard and the two displays with slim bezels. Although for some strange reason, I do like using the trackpad with my right thumb with the laptop slightly lifted on my palm. I know it doesn't sound practical, but I've been using it this way and it's been working out for me. But still, there's no excuse for a small trackpad, could have done better. One more gripe I do have with this whole setup is that because there's no place to rest your palms on this laptop, I have been unable to use it on my laps while lying down. Anyway, moving on, in terms of variants, the base option starts at 99,990 rupees. That comes with 8 GB RAM, 11th Gen Core i5 processor with 512 GB storage along with integrated Intel Xe graphics. For 1,29,990 rupees, you get the 16 GB RAM variant with 1 TB storage, 11th Gen Core i7 processor and integrated Intel Xe graphics. Finally, you can get the top-end variant with the same specs as the mid variant for 1,34,990 rupees. It's just that for 5,000 rupees extra, you are getting a dedicated 2 GB NVIDIA GeForce MX450 GPU on the top-end variant. So this is the mid variant that I have with me right now, which means that this one does miss out on the 2 GB dedicated GPU, but still in terms of overall performance, I can give this one a safe score of 8.5 on 10. And by the way, I forgot to mention earlier that you are also getting a pair of stereo speakers tuned by Harman Kardon, which aren't placed in the most ideal location, but they get the job done. And they're also not the loudest around, but as I said, they get the job done. Here's a sample. Genius. Truth be told, the speakers on my MacBook Pro 15-inch model, or for that matter, even the speakers on a MacBook Air are far better than this one right here. Otherwise, be it watching Netflix or YouTube or doing tasks such as photo editing or video editing, the ZenBook Duo 14 was able to handle everything. Actually, for the video editing part, I would say that don't consider this as a full-blown workstation, but for a compact machine that you can carry around with you, I think it is a good laptop for those light video edits on the go. And even for gaming, the Intel Iris X should be able to handle all those light titles such as Valorant or CSGO. In my case, I was able to run Valorant with decent FPS output, and I also tried my hands at NFS Heat set to medium graphics settings. I would say don't get your hopes high if you're a heavy gamer, but as I said, playing light games here and there shouldn't be a problem. Lastly, you are getting a 70 watt-hour battery that comes with a 65 watt USB-C charger in the box, and in terms of battery life, I've been easily getting about 7 to 8 hours on a single charge. In terms of my usage patterns, well, I start using my laptop at about 10:30 AM and I'm easily able to last until around 5-6 PM before plugging it into the charger again. In a nutshell, battery life has been fabulous, not to mention this is with the best performance setting enabled. So should you buy the Asus ZenBook Duo 14? Well, of course, in my opinion, for the asking price, you are getting a decent 14-inch laptop which comes in a slim and light form factor. Not to forget, there's a secondary display inside which is not just for aesthetics, it actually has a purpose, guys. And of course, one can argue that there's the Dell XPS 13 line or the HP Spectre that are offered in or around the same price tag, but one thing is clear, for the asking price, none of those laptops is as versatile as the Asus ZenBook Duo 14. And that was my review of the latest Asus ZenBook Duo 14 laptop. So what do you guys think about this amazing machine, and what all points do you guys consider while purchasing a new laptop? Let me know everything in the comments below. As always, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and for all the latest in tech. Stay tuned to Mr. Phone. See you all in the next one. Stay safe and take care.